Hello students, in this video we will learn about compound fractions and rationalizing rational expressions. Let me define compound fractions for you. A compound fraction is a fraction in which both the numerator the denominator or both themselves are fractions. Like if you have fractions in the numerator and the denominator, like as you saw in while you were dealing with division of rational expressions, you saw something like this, like a over b and c over d. So c over d, this arises only if you have fractions either in the numerator and the denominator. So this is the numerator of this whole expression, that itself is a fraction, and this is the denominator of the whole expression, though that itself is again a fraction. So here both are fractions. So you saw such kind of problems, but you didn't know what to call it. Now you know it is compound fraction. Let us consider some compound fractions and simplify them. So that would be an example, as well as you can learn the process of simplification. Problems. So first one, x divided by y plus 1 divided by 1 minus y divided by x. In this case, both numerators and denominators are fractional expressions or rational expressions. You may be wondering how, because after you take LCM and simplify each of the numerator and the denominator, you can see this form very clearly. So let us do that. So this will be equal to, if you simplify the numerator, you have the denominator of the first term to be y and the denominator of the second term to be 1. So the LCM would be y, and x is retained as it is, and which is the term that you should multiply with 1 to get back y is y itself. So that would be x plus y divided by, again in this case it would be x minus y divided by x. Now apply the division rule that we learnt. That would be multiply the numerator with the reciprocal of the denominator. So that would give us x plus y divided by y. And what is the reciprocal of the denominator? It is x divided by x minus y. So this, and now you should multiply, apply the method of multiplication of rational expressions. You will get x of x plus y or x plus y of x. It doesn't matter because multiplication is commutative again, and y of x minus y. So this is the maximum simplification possible. Now let us simplify some more compound fractions. Basically your exercise problems. I had a little tough time solving it. Let us solve it. This is number 74. 1 over square root of x plus h minus 1 over square root of x over h. So this is nothing but, in the denominator it is h over 1. So let me convert the division into multiplication by multiplying the numerator with the reciprocal of the denominator. 1 over square root of x plus h minus 1 over square root of x times, what is the reciprocal of h by 1? It is 1 by h. Okay, now this is a compound fraction. We have to these are two subtraction of two rational fractions. So how do you rational expressions? So how do you do that? Take LCM. That would give us square root of x plus h, because they are distinct factors themselves, and you do not have any power. So square root of x plus h times square root of x. And what would you get in the numerator here? It would be square root of x. So because that is the thing that you multiply with square root of x plus h to get the LCM, minus square root of x plus h in the other term. So now this into 1 over h. Now multiply the expressions. You get square root of x minus square root of x plus h divided by square root of x plus h times square root of x times h. So this is how we finally simplify it. Now next problem, number 78. It says that simplify this one, square root of 1 plus x cube minus 1 over 4x cube whole square. Now if you just observe the term inside the square root, if you take out this part, the whole of this expression common outside the term here, let's see what we get. Square root of, I will take that x cube minus 1 over 4x cube the whole square common out of the whole expression inside this. Yeah. And now what we are left with, the first term. The first term is just give me a moment. Yeah. The first term is 1. So when there is nothing like x cube minus 1 over 4x cube whole square here. But what if 1 can be written as x cube minus 1 by 4x cube whole square divided by x cube minus 1 by 4x cube the whole square, right? So if you take this numerator common, you are left with 1 over x cube minus 1 by 4x cube whole square. So that you will write it. That's what is left inside this. So x cube minus 1 over 4x cube the whole square plus, this is taken out, so you just have 1 there. Now if I consider this to be a and this to be b, this is nothing but square root of ab, which can be distributed among each term. So I can write it as square root of x cube minus 1 over 4x cube the whole square times square root of 1 over x cube minus 1 over 4x cube the whole square plus 1. Now what we see here is square of square root of a square. So that will give you the expression inside. That is nothing but x cube minus 1 over 4x cube itself. And what we see here, we need to simplify this. This is again a compound fraction. Let us simplify the denominator first. So consider x cube minus 1 over 4x cube the whole square. So how do you simplify that? Take LCM of the expression inside the brackets, that would be 4x cube. So if you multiply 4x cube with x cube, because denominator is 1, that is the thing that you should multiply to get the LCM. So 4x cube times x cube minus 1, sorry, this is square, yeah, whole square, correct? So now we get this to be equal to 4x to the power of 6 minus 1 whole square divided by 4x cube the whole square. What do we get here? Retain 4x to the power of 6 minus 1 the whole square as it is, and the denominator will be 4 4s are 16, x to the power of x cube times x cube is 6. That you can substitute in the above expression. So we have the simplified form, 4x to the power of 6 minus 1 the whole square divided by 16x to the power of 6 plus 1. Now further simplifying, write your x cube minus 1 by 4x cube as it is. So this is the next step of this. Okay. So now further simplifying, we get square root. This would be 1 times the reciprocal of the denominator, that would give us 16x to the power of 6 divided by 4x to the power of 6 minus 1 the whole square plus 1. Now again take the LCM of the expression that is there inside the square roots. X cube minus 1 by 4x cube times square root of 16x to the power of 6 plus so what is the LCM? That is 4x to the power of 6 minus 1 the whole square. So you will get the other term to be 4x to the power of 6 minus 1 the whole square. Now further simplifying, expand your square part inside the square root. So that would be 16x to the power of 6 plus, which is the formula that you are going to apply to simplify this and this. It is nothing but a minus b the whole square. I won't do the denominator, I'll do just the numerator. That would be 4x to the power of 6 whole square minus 2 times 4x to the power of 6 times 1, that is nothing. So plus 1 square is 1 divided by 4x to the power of 6 minus 1 the whole square. This is equal to again x to the power of 1 by 4x cube as it is. So this needs lots of patience, and you should be very careful with the sign and the way you have to simplify. I did this method because I wanted to match the answer that was given at the back of your book. So you can use several methods, but that should be the maximum simplification possible. You should not have any other you should not give way for further simplification and stop somewhere where you get stuck. So try carefully, patiently, in different ways to arrive at a simpler answer. So now simplifying the numerator, we get 16x to the power of 6 plus 16x to the power of 12 minus 8x to the power of 6 plus 1 divided by 4x to the power of 6 minus 1 the whole square. I will retain it as it is. Okay, so then x cube minus 1 by 4x cube, this term seems to have no role till now. Let's see what happens. 16x to the power of 6 and minus 8x to the power of 6 are like terms. So that gives us 8x to the power of 6 plus 16x to the power of 12 plus 1 divided by 4x to the power of 6 minus 1 the whole square. You can observe the numerator now. It is this should be the first term. Okay, 16x to the power of 12 and 1 are perfect squares. So if I consider 4x to the power of 6 as A and 1 as B, so you can use the special factorization formula, and the middle term, this one, that has to be the middle term if you write it in order of powers. It is of the form 2ab. So if you consider a to be 4x to the power of 6 and b to be 1, 2ab is nothing but 4 times 2, that is 8, x to the power of 6, that is nothing but this term. So it is perfectly in the form where you can apply the special factorization formula. We will get a plus b the whole square. So that is nothing but 4x to the power of 6 plus 1 the whole square divided by 4x to the power of 6 minus 1 the whole square. Now if you individually apply the square root to the numerator and the denominator, you are finding out the root of a squares, so they get cancelled. You will be left with 4x to the power of 6 plus 1 divided by 4x to the power of 6 minus 1. Now you may feel that nothing is getting cancelled, so let me simplify this now. Taking LCM, I will get 4x to the power of 6 minus 1 times divided by 4x cube times 4x to the power of 6 plus 1 divided by 4x to the power of 6 minus 1. Now multiply the rational expressions. 4x to the power of 6 minus 1 times 4x to the power of 6 plus 1 divided by 4x cube times 4x to the power of 6 minus 1. So you have common factors, cancel it out. You are left with 4x to the power of 6 plus 1 divided by 4x cube. Now if you individually divide 4x to the power of 6 by 4x cube plus 1 by 4x cube, you are just left with 4 and 4 will get cancelled. X cube by x to the power of 6 by x cube is nothing but x to the power of 6 minus 3, that is x cube itself, plus 1 by 4x cube. This is actually the answer given at the end of your book. I wanted this answer, so I worked it out in this method. If you have a simpler method that you can do it and get this answer, it's well and good. But the thing is, the final expression should be as such that you cannot further simplify it. So you should simplify it to the level of the maximum possibility. Now I will give you a quiz. 1.4.7, simplify. First one, 1 minus x square whole to the power of 1 by 2. Don't get confused because you have a fractional power. That is nothing but square root plus x square of 1 minus x square whole to the power of negative 1 by 2. Be careful with the signs. 1 minus x square. Second one, 2x times x plus 6 the whole to the power of 4 minus x to the power of 4 times 4 of x plus 6 whole cube divided by x plus 6 whole to the power of 8. Now we will move to rationalizing denominator and numerator of a rational expression. So before that, I will explain the concept. Suppose you are given an algebraic expression in this format. C. This is C. A plus B square root of C. So if this is the given expression, you have A minus B square root of C. This is defined as conjugate radical of the given expression. That is, you change the sign of the term which has the radical expression. You change the sign of the term which has the radical expression. That is, why do we have to learn this? You will come to know. So now let us see what happens if I multiply the given expression with its conjugate radical. Now you can see that if you consider this as x and if you consider this as y, so this is of the form x plus y times x minus y, correct? So you should apply the special product formula where this will be equal to a square minus, because this is equal to x square minus y square, so that will be equal to a square minus b square root of c whole square, correct? So that is nothing but a square minus b square. Square root of c the whole square is nothing but c. So you get rid of the square root of c here, and this is nothing but rationalizing the given expression. If such an expression is in the numerator or the denominator, follow the method that I taught you now, that is multiplying an expression with its conjugate radical. You will be rationalizing it. So let us do an example. First one, square root of 4 plus h minus 2 divided by h. Here the expression with radicals is in the numerator, so I should be rationalizing the numerator here. Rationalize numerator. So what is the conjugate of this expression of the numerator, conjugate radical? That would be square root of 4 plus h minus 2 divided by h times square root of 4 plus h, sorry, so that would be square root of 4 plus h, negative square root of 4 plus h plus 2 divided by 2 minus square root of 4 plus h, correct? So this would give us the above expression will give us 2 minus negative square root of 4 plus h and square root of 4 plus h minus 2. So applying the formula of a minus b into a plus b, we get 4 plus square root of 4 plus h the whole square minus 2 square is 4. So I'll write 2 square as it is, h times 2 minus square root of 4 plus h. So this will give us 4 plus h in the numerator, because you are squaring the square root, minus 4 divided by h times 2 minus square root of 4 plus h. You can see that 4 minus 4 gets cancelled. You just have h by h times 2 minus square root of 4 plus h. But what is the you have common term, that is h in the numerator and the denominator. You can cancel that, so you'll be left with 1 over 2 minus square root of 4 plus h. So this is how you rationalize either denominator on or numerator based on your where the radical expression is present, or based on what you have been instructed. So let me do one problem with rationalizing the denominator. Second one, 2 of x minus y divided by square root of x minus square root of y. So now you should rationalize denominator here. So multiply the denominator by its conjugate radical. So that would be square root of x plus square root of y divided by square root of x plus square root of y. So uh, in the numerator you get to be, if you multiply the two rational expressions, you get it to be 2 times x minus y times square root of x plus square root of y divided by, applying the formula you get square root of x the whole square minus square root of y the whole square. So this is nothing but 2 times x minus y times square root of x plus square root of y divided by x minus y. So you have x minus y common in the numerator and denominator, so apply, cancel them. So 2 times square root of x plus square root of y, y is the final answer. Now I'll give you quiz questions. Quiz 1.4.8, rationalize denominator. So here you are instructed to rationalize the denominator. So if even though if there is a radical, an expression is present with a radical in the numerator, you need not worry about it, you need not rationalize it. So first one, 3 divided by 2 minus square root of 5. Second one, 2 divided by square root of 3 plus square root of 5. Third one, 1 over square root of x plus 1 minus square root of x. So this is 1.4.8a. So 1.4.8b will be rationalize the numerator. First one, square root of x minus square root of x plus h divided by h square root of x times x plus h, square root of x plus h. So I will give you quiz 1.49. That would be first one, reading assignment. Okay, it is a reading assignment in your textbook where they have discussed all types of errors possible, like while solving rational expressions. That is in page 42, which says avoiding common errors. Do this assignment, read that, understand that there are plenty of examples as well as the correct multiplication property and what is the error that students tend to do, which they should not be doing while simplifying. And second one is solve concepts. So this is inside your exercise. The beginning of the exercise has something called as concepts problems. So that is solve concepts 5, number 5 and 6. So this is your last assignment of this section, that is quiz. So see you in the next unit where I will be teaching you about inequalities. If you have any questions, please come to the office hours. I understand this week will be little hectic for you people. You need to attend office hours so that I can help you. In an hour we can solve as many problems as we can with respect to homeworks as well as quiz questions or extra problems. So that will definitely help you. You need not sit again and write your homework or quiz. So if we solve it together in the office hours, so that is really productive, and you don't have to complain about lack of time for doing assignments and quizzes, that you have to do it to get a better grade. So see you in the